What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GGH halftime show. Oh my, this is gonna be fun.
Somebody's been working in the studio today. I didn't see that video.
No, actually, I've had that one loaded up for a while.
Really? I never saw that one.
I
Wow.
hid it. It was right there.
Okay.
Secrets.
I have secrets. Well, as you guys can see, we are here for the halftime show, and I'm back in my studio. I don't need to put a quarter in the router today. I changed the batteries out, so we should be all right. But tonight we are joined by none other than Raymond Newsom from Newsom Paranormal. What's up, brother?
Hi, everybody. It's been a while since I've been on one of these.
Right?
So, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. I've missed everyone.
And glad to see you survive the weekend.
Oh, God, yeah. Trust me, I sound a whole lot better than I did yesterday.
On top of Global Ghost Hunt, Raymond was at Scarefest, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is that what it was? Scarefest?
Yes, Scarefest.
Yeah. So he was represented. He apparently really likes McDonald's because he was dressed up as like a really weird Ronald McDonald all weekend. I don't know, Brian.
Yeah, scared some kids and other kids really liked it. They would stop me and ask for pictures and all kinds of stuff. So it was a fun experience.
So do you
that was
have
for
any
Sunday?
pictures?
It was for Kids Day.
Do you have any pictures to show us or what?
I did share them on Facebook.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's all over Facebook. It's great.
Okay, well, I'll have to look. I've been on Facebook most of the day, so.
Hold on a second. I'll send you one. I'll send you one. You'll like this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's going to get real fast because I ran Colonel Sanders too.
I saw that. Did you have a fight in the parking lot?
I asked him if we had to have words. He just laughed and said, "No, I just want to take a picture with you." Okay, cool.
Kick you right in your nuggets. Anyway, so before we begin, yes, we were supposed to start at 9. I want to hit this one because I saw the lovely ladies from Rootless Destinations, who, by the way, we will be talking about, did an amazing job.
Oh yeah.
Said about starting it at 9. See, now let me just fill in some blanks for people. When we get people like Raymond and us together, backstage gets a little weird. And we go off topic, and it's like, oh shit!
That's a nice way to put it. That's a nice way to put it.
So we get a little distracted.
How's that for you, Brian?
You look like a Ronald McDonald that just came out of the spin cycle.
I mean, it was day 3. I was already half dead, because it was loading the day that I went to Bobby Mackey's. So I was up at 7:00 Thursday morning.
Wow.
We loaded and got checked into the hotel and stuff at 8, and then drove straight to Bobby Mackey's for that.
Do we really?
And then I came back, got back around. I was up to about 3 and got back up about 7, 8 to start the first day. And it was like that every single day that we were there.
Well, I think if for people that haven't seen it, I think it's a must show.
Okay.
To be honest,
we're gonna do that.
I think we're going to do that.
All right. So I'll bring that up.
Oh, you already got it?
I can get it. Yeah.
Oh, I just got it now, so I can do it.
Okay.
So, let me see. Oh, let me actually, you know what? Let me download it because this is something that I can continually show over the next several months. So, yeah, then this is a type of blackmail, to be honest.
I mean, I got a pretty good blackmail one too. I didn't know Raymond knew how to ride, but
oh crap! So we got it.
It's our background now.
Yeah, so I put it in the wrong spot. So let me put it
overlay.
I know. I don't know why I put it there, but let's do that right now and make sure it's the right one. We don't want anything nasty coming up. Oh, there we go.
That sounds kind of personal there.
See, Brian likes that one, and I do too. I think it looks good. The other one, that Raymond has is pretty good too. Let me see here. I didn't know that the whole McDonald's crew was going to be at this thing, and I think.
Oh yeah,
Raymond,
my buddy Steve, he was dressed up as the Hamburglar.
yeah.
So let me ask you a question. When you did all this, did you think about Lex at all at any point when you were Ronald McDonald?
I mean, no, or I was sending a message saying, "See, now I'm representing McDonald's. I deserve a free Big Mac."
See,
Because as you know, I don't know if I still have it here. I don't think I do. I think I got rid of it. But
The image of Lex working at McDonald's with a headset.
yeah. Oh, there's the other one, right?
Yeah, that's me and Steve, me and the blind Hamburglar.
Yeah. So I used to have it up here. I don't have it up here anymore. I'll have to look for it. But of Lex as a meme of McDonald's and holding a bag, and the running joke of
I remember
of the UK tour of Lex at McDonald's. And you know
it
what?
it was awesome.
Yeah, the only reason we went to McDonald's is to get the picture.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that happening.
Because I'll be honest, I am not a fan of McDonald's, and
Neither am I, actually.
I don't generally eat their stuff. Like, I might have their fries every once in a while, but that's very few and far between. And yeah, so but you had a good time by the looks of it, or by the sounds of it, when I spoke to you.
Yeah, it was a really good time. Even when I was on the phone with Matt on Sunday, I was standing in the back because they have a back patio where people go out smoking. I went back there, and then I stepped back in, and I was standing around just talking about who's there and this and that. And RA from Hollywood Paranormal and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, who played Leatherface, walks right by, just bumps me on the arm, and says, "How you doing?"
Mm-hmm.
"I'm good, man. How are you?" "I'm all right," and just keeps on walking. Cool.
So is that what it felt like when you saw me?
It was.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You knew what it was like when I met you, dude, because I ran straight up to you and half fucking tackled you. So
Yeah.
I apologize for the language.
No, it's all good. It's all good. It was good. No, it was good. So
I was so excited to see everybody and stuff that night that
it was a lot of fun.
See,
Bobby Mackey's was a lot of fun.
That's what I love what we do, and it was the same like when I met Howard when we first got down to New Orleans. It couldn't have even planned this out any better, but we met it at Walmart. And oh yeah, you can't plan that.
At Walmart,
you can't script this shit. And we were sitting there, and he was telling me where he was parked and whatever. And I saw him. I saw the car, saw him, and I just whipped right around and parked right in front of him. We both jumped out of the car, kind of stared at each other. He puts his hand out. I'm like, come here. Gave him a big hug. Gave Jackie a big hug, and he knew better not to try to give the Wicked Queen a hug. He knew. He's just like real.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I thought he was gonna just grab a hold of her, but no, he was like, "Can I shake your hand? Like, please, can I?" And I was like,
"That's hilarious."
But anyway, so it was.
Why are we here?
Great.
So why are we here?
I don't know. I forgot anymore. But we are here.
What are we doing again?
So are you people? But we are here to not just talk about the first half, because obviously this is a halftime show, but also talk about what's coming up next for the Global Ghost Hunt, because this is, again, the halftime show. So we're going to talk about some of our favorite highlights. We're going to talk about some things, maybe even from our investigation, because I know Raymond kicked it off. Knew some paranormal.
I did.
Event at Bobby Mackey's, and
again, I apologize.
And talk about some moments from his investigation. So let's go from there. First, Raymond, Bobby Mackey's. Everybody seems to know Bobby Mackey's. They want to know about Bobby Mackey's. And I know you and Bryan both have spoken about the location several times, along with Patty, our paranormal queen, Patty Adams. You guys have spoken all about it. First thing I want to know is, was it different? Was it different from the night like you and Brian were there?
It was a little different, but there were different people there. It plays off differently for each and every person. We also had a lot of different experiments going on compared to the night that Brian and I was there together. And we, because each time you try to mix it up to keep them talking. Because if you do the same thing, ask the same questions over and over again, eventually they get tired of it. They don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. Notice that.
So, we definitely mixed it up and we started getting some cool answers. So that, it happened when Brian and I were there. We threw out questions. What's your favorite type of alcohol? And we got vodka. You like beer? Yeah. Okay, cool. Who's here to party? Cat balls going off. Things like that. So
I have to be honest, what I found very funny during your video, and I know you didn't show it. I think you guys probably talked about it a lot more before the live started. And I've always said Bobby Mackey's, I don't know how it stays open because of all the code violations. But I noticed that you pointed out a couple of times there was a leak from the
there was more than one. There was more than one.
Oh God, I don't know how that place stays open, to be honest. And
I really don't, but I love the place, as you can tell, because I keep going back. Actually, I got an offer to go with a private group here in just a couple of weeks. I'm going back again. So
now I did notice during
and that would make the 5th time. Yeah.
I did notice, Raymond, during your investigation, you guys were playing cards, and you had like some shots going on. Tell everyone about that a little bit.
Well, definitely where it's a bar, alcohol is a trigger object. And where some of them are mediums and such, they found somebody that wanted to play cards. And actually, it ended up winning a couple of hands because they would point to each one of the cards, and they would tell them which ones to get rid of and which ones to keep. And it was winning hands. But I couldn't get any evidence just by that. So that's why I started putting the cat ball on there and say, all right, whichever card you don't want, light it up. And that's where the cat ball came in. But we were using the liquor and stuff as a trigger object.
Very nice. Very nice.
And it seemed like it was drinking it.
Yeah, because you would take a look at it and it had dropped a lot faster than it would dehydrated in that place. Well, evaporated. I apologize. So yeah, it looked like drinks were actually being taken out of it. And the one we left upstairs when we went down to the basement, we came back and the outside of it was sticky.
Oh, interesting.
So,
and there's nobody up there to touch it. So the fact that it was sticky,
that makes me feel pretty good knowing that we can still drink once we pass on, if that is the case, because that'd be a lot of fun.
Well, that's interesting because when I was in the UK last year, we were at the graveyard or cemetery, and we asked the spirit if it wanted to smoke because there were a lot of unfortunately dead veterans of war and or war veterans or whatever, and we asked it if it wanted to smoke, and it says yes, I'll have a smoke through the SB7. Really cool. And then there's a place not too far from me where I was basically I was not born and raised, but I lived there for about 10 years. And there's a statue downtown, a monument of the first person that I guess discovered Burlington, because that's where it was. And on the really, really quiet nights, and there's actually a haunted tour downtown and downtown Burlington. And because apparently underneath the town, there's a lot of tunnels and catacombs that people don't know about that go throughout the whole town of Burlington, or at least downtown. And there's a statue there. And if you put a cigarette on the statue at the bottom, at the base, and if there's no, you got to do it when there's no wind, obviously.
Of course.
So when you light it and on a nice, quiet, still night, you put it there, you'll actually see it being smoked.
You know, that's funny because they have that in San Diego. I mentioned San Diego a lot. That's where I started my paranormal journey. And there's actually an unknown German soldier in El Campo Santo Cemetery, right in downtown old town San Diego, and he'll do the same thing. He'll smoke. You just set, like, they have those crosses that have the grooves in the arms of them. You set a cigarette down, a lit cigarette down, and you will see it actually being inhaled with very little wind and stuff like that. And most people, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you don't inhale a cigarette, it'll just basically burn out because there is some chemical on the paper now. But the butt or the filter won't dirty. It'll just stay white because obviously there's nothing drawing it in. This will turn black.
Yeah.
The filter will
and also when you're smoking a cigarette, the actual ash part you can see light up red. And that's what you see at this statue. So, you know, I think we've all come to the conclusion in this field, in the paranormal world, anything is possible.
Yep.
And but what would be really cool if you saw it drinking and it go down and you could see the alcohol actually going up in the air.
Have it float away.
That would be cool.
And going down.
It's like an invisible straw, just kind of flowing up and then down.
Yeah, like it's going down the throat. You know what I mean? That would be hilarious. But no, Bobby Mackey's is one of those places where I think basically anything could happen. You know, whether you can walk in there one night and nothing happened, and then the next time you can go in there and you get loads of stuff. But on the scale of demonic, as the gate to hell or whatever they call it, I just don't believe in that stuff. So
yeah, as you can tell, I'm very skeptical of that myself, but I still enjoy it. It's a bar. If you treat it as such, you get a lot of evidence because you go in there to have fun. They like to have fun too, so you just enjoy the night together.
That's all you can do. Yeah,
absolutely. So, folks, we are, by the way, paying attention to the chat. We can see everybody. We welcome everybody. I see Get Out Paranormal. I see Abyss is here. Investigation 13, which we will be talking about a little bit later. Corinne, the real McCoy. I see them. I see everybody. I saw Emmy in here from PDX Paranormal. Hello, everybody. We welcome you. If you guys have any questions for us, or if you want to say some of your favorite moments, throw them in the chat. We'll talk about them.
And Ryan Rodriguez is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, and I apologize if I get this wrong, but he is one of the people that runs the Pete Spence house.
Oh, okay, cool, beautiful location. Nice. I will say that beautiful location. So let's guys, first let's just start off with are some of your guys' favorite moments. Let's start with that. Brian, what about you? So for this first half, we've had quite a few I would call them memorable moments, but what's some of your favorites so far?
I don't like to be put into that position, to be honest.
I know, that's why I ask
it. I think everybody's was great. How about that? I will say there was a couple of moments that stand out to me. And I was pleasantly, I won't say pleasantly surprised. I was, because I'd never seen this location before. Mm-hmm. The one that stands out to me is the Boyd House.
Yes.
I would have to say CITV Paranormal did an amazing job. Did an incredible job. They kept on going back and forth. They were, it was almost like other groups have done, is there's something going on in one place and Caro is going back and forth with the camera. Mm-hmm. And if you guys haven't seen the video, you got to go watch the video because they actually captured quite a bit throughout the whole night. And I was really, really impressed. And I think this is really their first time they've been out on an investigation like this type of investigation, because they're a new team.
Yeah.
And I was really impressed with the way they handled everything. Yeah, that was funny. Her favorite moment, Kara's in the room now. Her favorite moment was when the spirit box called Brandon a moron.
I can feel for Brandon. I can feel for him.
Yeah. So,
and you know what? And I have to agree, Kara and Brandon did an amazing job at the Void House. And honestly, like Jill Shelley has said, she's the owner of the Void House.
Now let's show a picture.
Okay.
I was going to show this picture, and it was sent to me from a viewer that was watching the live, and I want to get it. Just give me a minute. I'm going to have to download it. And I sent it to Kara. Now it is a little bit fuzzy.
Yeah.
But it looks, there's a good possibility that this is something.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it into the overlay. Whoops, not that overlay. Yeah. So let me find it. Let me
Matt,
get it.
Looks like Brian forgot his flashlight.
There we go.
I'm glad you remembered yours.
So I want people to take a look at this picture because I sent it to Kara. Now, this is, I believe his name is Thomas. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kara. I think it's her nephew. But if you take a real good look at this picture, Donna sent me this, by the way. Take a look at right here, because I believe right behind here, and correct me if I'm wrong, Kara, Curtis, that's his name. Sorry. That's some kind of type of curtain. Mm-hmm. And you can actually see the outer layers of a figure right here.
We can't see your mouse, brother, as an overlay.
Okay.
Basically,
so if you look at the left and you look at the right,
yeah, the red curtain.
Yeah, you can see an actual what looks like to be two figures, two shadows. It's actually really quite cool if that's what it is.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit fuzzy, but if that's what that is, and obviously we can go through the video. Maybe they'll see it through the video. Well, obviously they'll see it through the video. But take a look at that and see if it is what it looks like it is. It looks like two shadow figures there.
Definitely to me. There's definitely some kind of distortion right there. Investigation 13 says that there is a lady in the curtain.
Yeah, and it's funny. It's funny, Don, that you say that, because Donna said the same thing. I actually see what seems to be a male on the looking at it from our angle on the left hand side. That looks like a male. I'm not exactly sure about the left side looks like a male. The right side, I'm not sure. It's hard to tell.
I mean, there's definitely something there. I mean, that's without a doubt. There's definitely something there. But no, I actually got the chance to investigate with Brandon and Kara a little bit when they stopped by Pennsylvania, and they do a great job, an absolutely great job. And they're a lot of fun to investigate with. Raymond, what about you, brother? What has been some of your favorite moments?
I always love the costumes. I love it when people dress up for their investigations. It just takes them to a whole new level, and it definitely makes it more fun. Rootless, both those awesome ladies showing up dressed as nuns. That's fabulous. And the fact that they investigated the entire time like that, I definitely have to give them kudos for that.
Yeah, actually, I spoke to Melissa yesterday, and when they told me something. It was a little bit funny. The next morning when they got up, they were going to go spend some time in the church. And because I think they wanted to see it, or maybe wanted to take some pictures. I'm not exactly sure. But when they were going to the church, out came two nuns out of a car.
Oh, gee.
That's great. That's great.
So
Oh,
they
wow.
thought that was quite funny. Yeah, I had a nice long conversation with Melissa yesterday, and something that was very intriguing during their video that we were trying to figure out was there was a particular moment at the beginning of their investigation. There was a very, very loud bang in the room next to them, and they didn't know what it was. There was nobody else. Everybody was in the room that was investigating in the same room. But I almost think, and they have a camera in that room, so they'll be able to figure out what it is. I actually think it sounded like it was a door. Now,
Very
the
well could
doors
be.
are very, very quite, from what Melissa told me, they're quite heavy.
Yeah.
But this bang was very, very loud. And I think it could have been a door
Very
slamming.
possible.
So,
Very, very possible.
and Dom, I did send you the picture. Dom asked me to send him the picture. So,
Okay. Yeah, no, it very well could be. A lot of it, like you said, is, the older architecture, they would have the heavier doors to it. So
yeah, one of the things that I'm noticing with this particular event, there seems to be a lot more capturing going on than the first one. The first one, there wasn't a lot of captures happening during the videos, but I'm finding in this one, there's a lot more than there was, obviously, like I said, in May. So that is a very, very good thing. And that's what we like to see. We want to see people capturing that evidence or possible evidence that's occurring during their investigation. So,
oh, absolutely. Ritless says, I think it may have been a door slamming as well. Once I go through all the footage, I will let you know. Awesome. We'd love to hear it. Maybe we can get you on a GGH Live and discuss it. Who knows? But yeah, no, and I agree with Raymond. CMPS, Rootless, and Abyss did an amazing job with the costumes. And I think I called this before.
I don't think Susan's was a costume. I think that's how she normally dresses.
Really?
Yes.
Either way, that's very fashionable, and it's
it's still very awesome.
Yeah,
it's still awesome.
And Abyss with the knitting by candlelight.
I think I think that was a wig she was wearing, though. I'm not sure.
Either way, Suzette freaking killed it.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Knocked it out of the park.
I like mine. But and we all knew Abyss was going to do great. And I said about this before, and the Kendrick's house, with all of the history that it has, I think Abyss did another great job.
I will let people know as well. Abyss did have some problems with their video, and they had a storm that night, but I don't think it has anything why their video was corrupted. So the camera lost all its audio. So what they did was, and what they do during their investigation, is they have a recorder running the whole time. So they actually grabbed the audio from the recorder and matched it up with the video.
Nice.
I mean, that takes some talent, and that takes a lot of energy to do.
So this is why I say over and over and over again that people don't understand or realize the amount of work it takes to put videos together. Even if it's a raw video, even if you're having a situation like Abyss did. And obviously it wasn't matched completely, like it was a little bit off. And then during the SB7, they had to use the audio from the recorder.
Yeah.
And that's why it was a little bit on the quieter side. But this is what I mean by these investigation teams. We don't give them enough credit on how much work it takes to do this. And they, this is why I get so annoyed when I'm going through my timeline on Facebook or any timeline where people are out there supporting people that are faking. Because the effort they're putting into their videos is faking it. The effort that these real paranormal investigators are putting into it is to show what they're capturing is real.
Yep.
And
you're not wrong. You're
go
really
ahead,
not
Matt.
wrong. Oh, I was just gonna say you're not wrong, brother. You know, anybody can add or subtract things from a video, and that takes minimal effort. But to sit there and go over the raw footage and to actually piece it together, and even when we're doing like not even global ghost hunt, when we do any type of investigation and we look for these things, you guys don't, I don't think a lot of people understand how much time that takes and how much energy that takes. I know for me personally, I watch through my stuff 3 times. So if I have an 8-hour investigation, that's 24 hours just on one thing. And if I have 6 cameras, times that by 6, you know, and it's a lot. It takes a lot.
Yeah, I hand it to Abyss for what they did. Big hand clap for them, because
Absolutely.
what they had to go through, what they had to endure, and obviously they wanted to be a part of this event, and they couldn't go back to the location for what they had to do and go through. And I can't even imagine what the editor had to go through matching it up, because as you saw during the videos, he was going to different rooms, right? And is just good on him. Good on
Absolutely.
him for what he did. And yes, the video was only 100, it was only an hour and 20 minutes long, or 28 minutes long. But for that hour and 28 minutes, they did a great investigation, and they did capture some evidence, especially when they were working with the pendulum.
Yep.
And it was a great investigation. And again, my hand clap for Abyss Paranormal for sure. Now, if I can continue on with your question, what you asked me earlier, I would say yours was a great video. I liked when we did the 3 cameras. That was great.
The investigation side of it.
Yeah, the investigation. It was great. You guys didn't capture a lot, but at the end of the day, you did capture a few things, especially off the EMF, the K2 meters.
Yeah, that was weird.
But I'm careful with the K2 meter, and I think everybody else that doesn't realize this should know. Okay. If you're recording with your K2 and it's going off, that's amazing. It's probably something, it's a possible paranormal. But if you're doing your live and you're using the K2 meter, I need people to realize this, that I would say 99% out of all those times, it's your phone that's setting it off.
And I'm glad you said that, brother, because in the live, I wanted to make sure, because I knew as soon as the K2 was going to start to go off, that was going to be the first thing you said. So I wanted to see what distance would my phone react with the K2. So if you guys notice, I would come in and then back out. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to see, will it react?
Measure how close you get before it sets the K2 off with your phone. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's about from what I understand, it's about 6 feet. It's about 4 to 6 feet when it starts going off.
And I think that's about where it was for us.
Yeah.
But
so if you're 2 feet away from it, or if you're holding it in your hands and it's going off, I'm going to let you know it's your phone that's setting it off.
Now, I will
that goes the same with the digital EMF detectors too.
Yes.
If you're holding it in your hand while investigating with your phone, it's going to set it off every time.
Now, you're only going to set it off if you're now again, it's this whole dynamic of putting your phone on airplane mode. People need to know, even if you have your phone on airplane mode, your phone is still trying to send out signals to a tower that it's still going to set off your equipment that's easily set off by phones, like K2s, the EMF detectors. It doesn't matter if you have it on airplane mode. And in fact, I'm going to take it a step further than this or that. Even if your phone is off, your phone is still sending out signals.
Yep.
So your best bet, now it's going to be a little bit difficult because you're live, but your best bet when you're on an investigation, do not have your phones on you at all. Put them in your bag, walk around with your K2. And if you're getting a hit, make sure it's nothing electrical. And if it's nothing electrical, it's more than likely paranormal. But even with your phone off, it can set it off.
Now,
So
I don't know how well you guys could see it, but when we were at Voodoo Authentica, the K2s and even the Mel meters were going off with no one around it. Like we were on the other side of the shop, and that it's a pretty decent sized little shop, and we were still getting hits. I was trying my best to keep that in focus, but I don't know, that place was really weird because like Papa Czar even said that they were just being shy that night. I don't know if it was because Mackenzie and I were new, but I mean, you guys saw him do his awakening, which I understand the ritual behind spitting the whiskey, but I was like, come on, give me some, or I want some, or the rum, excuse me. And I was like, share, but no, it was really fun. It was a lot of fun, and
yeah, yours was a great investigation. I do want to point out what Abyss said. They did capture an EVP during their investigation. That was very loud, and you definitely want to go check out their video. It was good, and but yeah, Matt, yours was good. The walkthrough of New Orleans was great, even though it was really spotty at times.
So so I don't know if you guys could hear on that one, but I see something. But anyway, we'll see where that plays out. But I think you see what I'm seeing, Brian. But
what's that?
In the comments, we'll see what that how that plays out. I think I know what it is. But I want to say, I don't know if you guys heard it, but there was actually a boo parade. It's basically a Halloween Mardi Gras that was going on. So you get the regular party that it has, and then you add that on top of it. It was just absolutely insane. Like there was so many people that were there, and I will say this: if you guys really like, I saw Kara said, "Oh, you know Jess." Okay, appreciate it. It just the tag Dom kind of threw me off, but no, if you guys want to, like, I know a little bit about the history of New Orleans, like the Mary Laveau house and a couple other things, but I don't know. There was just something about that city that's just really different. I don't know. I can't.
It really is different.
Like it's weird. Like you're in a city, but you feel like you're at one of those. You're good, Jess, but you feel like you're in one of those. I don't want to say historical walking tours, but you know what I mean. Like you get those historical. I'm gonna think of like the recreation homes and towns. Like, you know what I mean? You go to like Williamsburg, Virginia, and you see like how they used to live like in frontier times and stuff. Like that's how this city looks and it feels, and it's still very active and very in use. It's just really cool.
I'm going to cover Raymond's face here. So Dom did some adjustments on the picture with different color effects.
Yeah.
And take a look at that one.
Oh. Okay, yeah, that's really cool.
That is something that yeah. So I will send you those pictures, Kara. He did it in different ones, in different colors. And so yeah, I'll send those to you and you can check those out. I seem to be a little bit lagging, guys. I don't know what's going on here.
Seems fine on my end.
I might have to come back in the room.
Okay.
So let me come back. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And Dom, no worries. I will definitely be checking out Jess's channel. Awesome. Now I figured you would call me out on this one first, Raymond. But yes. So when we were doing the investigation side of it for Voodoo Authentica, Howard was using the Necrophonics app.
Oh.
For those of you, who know me or have seen any of my shows, I am not big on apps. I'm really not. I'm kind of teetering.
Yeah, that one, it definitely has me kind of like on a tightrope there. Some days I'm like, it's possible. Other days I'm like, nope. Because I'm not a big fan of apps either.
Well,
especially the ones with a database.
Well, you
Which
see,
I know Necrophonics doesn't really run with the database, but still, it's still kind of iffy with me. So,
like he had the Spirit Box out, and we were getting a lot of interference. I don't know why, but when he put out the Necrophonics, he actually had it out prior to the investigation, and he was kind of messing around with it. And I was just like, if he's going to use that, I even told him, I said, I'm not a big fan of the Necrophonics. I'm really not. And he set it up, and I don't know, some of the things in the responses that were coming out of there were just like, okay, we never mentioned that, because a lot of the theory behind it is that here's your microphone, and it goes off of that and plays it back. But I don't know. That one's tough.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, my apologies.
it's good.
Brian just being Brian is great. Jess,
it's fine.
Jess, yes,
we all squirrel a bit. It's okay.
Jess, you can ask any question you like, along with anybody else. If you have any questions, comments, or even some of your favorite moments, again, folks, feel free to just type them in chat. And Abyss is asking, did I get a chance to check out the Andrew Jackson Hotel? We actually did not get a chance to check it out. We did walk by it. This was after the live. We were trying to get back to Voodoo Authentica, which was, to me, one of the funniest parts. And this was after we were done. Howard's given us this great tour. I think he was very knowledgeable about it. We got to meet a lot of some of his friends and local hangouts. We get done with the GGH. We signed off because we were going right back towards Bourbon Street. And I said, oh, there's the Andrew Jackson. And he goes, yeah. And he starts telling me about all that stuff. We took a couple pictures. And I see him pull out his phone. And he's got GPS on it. And I went, what are you doing? He goes, well, I just want to make sure I get back. I'm like, you don't know where you are? He goes, well, it's over there. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh God.
And I will say this, folks, if I may, a little shout out to Voodoo Authentica. It's not every day they let people in that place. I will say that. Like, it's obviously a store. But as far as investigating, they don't just let anybody in there. And Brandy, the owner, said if Howard wants to do it, or if we're friends of Howard's, we're more than welcome to come in. And she was amazing. Papa Czar, you saw him during the investigation. Very accommodating. Really awesome people. Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things where, even though you didn't capture a lot, you captured some things.
Yep.
During your video. You didn't capture a lot, but it was a matter of, you and Howard and Jackie and Mackenzie, Eve. Who was I'm sorry, I don't know who the other person was.
That was Howard's son.
Okay.
He's really cool. He's really quiet, really laid back. Not really I want to investigate in front of everybody, but we actually noticed some anomalies with the EMF, with K2, before the investigation, because I wanted to do a baseline walkthrough just to see what we were dealing with. And all those locations were with nothing. It was all flat, except for where you saw on the first camera, the neon lights.
Yeah.
They were throwing them out EMF like high levels. Like, it was a fear cage in there.
Yeah.
But that was really the only spot. But
yeah, you guys, I could tell that you guys, and this is what the Global Ghost Hunt is about as well. Yes, it's about locations. Yes, it's about teams, but it's about teams going out there and having fun too.
Oh yeah.
You know,
You have to.
and even in the first half, there was a lot of teams out there laughing and just having a good time and just shitting the shit and you know, that's what really goes on and with these investigations, with any investigation. You know, it's not
Yeah,
always
halftime you're sitting
serious.
around waiting for
Yeah,
something to happen, so you just start
yeah,
goofing off and
yeah.
talking crap to
So
each other.
I think I think that's one of the things that I like the most about the first half so far. You know, people meeting for the first time and doing an investigation, like you guys, like Matt and you and Howard, Matt. It was great. It was great seeing that, and this is a lot of the reasons why I started this event, so people can meet other people, and that's what's happening. That's
Yeah.
what's happening, and it's a good thing.
And you know what I really love about this event isn't just the locations, isn't just the amazing teams we've seen so far and to come, but the support. We spoke about this in the GGH lives prior to the event, and the amount of support that other teams and these communities have shown everybody. That's what it's about. That's what we love. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's
100% get out. 100%. The more, and here's the other thing too. If we're not having fun doing this, why are we doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't have fun, I mean, Howard, I love Howard's face when I asked one of the questions I asked, and I said, you know what? To be honest with you, I said, I'll ask anything, and even Raymond, you said the same thing. You'll ask anything.
Yep.
It's okay to go off the book, so to speak.
Yeah.
Ask about your favorite.
I like to throw weird questions out because they're like, "Wait, I haven't heard this before." Yeah, I'll answer this one.
So, what is there anything that happened after your live stopped? Was there, because and the reason I bring this up, because I'm going to go back to CITV again. As soon as they stopped their live, they were in a room and they had equipment laying out, and as soon as they stopped the live, everything went off. And I was on the phone with her talking, and she going, "Oh my God, everything's going off." And
Okay.
did you find that happened?
Actually, we had stuff that happened before we even started. My buddy Steve, that was in the picture earlier, he was with us, and he had his walking stick with him, and he had gone in the restroom. Well, the lights were out in there, and he's sitting in there. All of a sudden, his cane goes flying over the stall and almost out into the hallway.
No kidding.
Yeah.
What I mean.
And all we hear is crash, and then he just busts out laughing. So
it's almost like the spirits. It's almost like the spirits know that you're live, and that everybody's watching it cross everywhere, and they're going to go, "Well, guess what? We know you're live, and we're not going to do anything for you until you stop."
and see, mine was the opposite. We were getting stuff before the investigation, before we went live. Like, we got in, we got set up, and I asked Howard, I said, should we start investigating now, or should we, what do you want to do? And he goes, oh no, we can wait. We've got a couple hours. We can wait till Global goes done. I said, okay, cool. So we were just hanging out, and I think Papa Czar and I were watching TikToks, believe it or not. Like, we were just hanging out watching TikToks, laughing about people hurting themselves. And all of a sudden, we heard, like, shuffling, like somebody shuffling their feet on the stone floor. And I just so happened to look, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go walk over and check that out. And I don't know if you guys remember, but right next to the one altar, there's like right in the backside by the corner. I'm standing there, and all of a sudden, my one arm just started getting goosebumps. Like somebody grabbed a hold of me, and I'm just like, wait, I'm not cold. So I said something to Howard. He comes over. We start asking some questions, and it got colder. We later found out it was, a vent. It was the AC vent that we debunked. But it was just weird to us that, we just had like little things happen. Like they just messing with us. But once we went live, nothing. Not really anything. Even Papa Zara was like, they're really quiet for this place, because usually it's all hell break loose. But
it is what it is. What about you, Raymond? What's been yours up to this point? Have you gotten to watch many? I know you were away for the weekend, so
I haven't really get to watch many, but the parts that I have caught with everybody have just been phenomenal. You know, everybody seems like they're having a great time, and they're catching some cool things. Like I said, the period dressing and stuff is just always great. However, it's fun to see Matt get that much exercise in one day.
Okay, yeah, that was fun.
I gotta work off that cake. That
Yeah,
cake's no joke.
he had to get the workout in before he started eating the cake that Howard and Jackie sent with him. You know.
Yeah, they sent us home with a full freaking cake, and it was delicious.
So what is coming up, Matt? What is coming up?
What isn't coming up? So
not me. I'm already done.
Yeah, so you think we? By the way, Raymond, we want you to go out again. Well,
actually, Thursday night I'll be out, so just yell at me.
Oh, we'll be yelling. So after this, at 11 p.m. Eastern, we have AZ Pie. We all know AZ Pie from the event. They did absolutely phenomenal. We had a little change. They had a little change in venue, but they're going to Miami YMCA. Now that's Arizona, not Florida, for those of you. But I don't know really much about this one. Do you, Bryan?
Yeah, I don't know a lot, but what I do know, it's quite a sad place. It was one of those places where, unfortunately, white supremacy was quite big.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, certain races weren't allowed in this place at a certain point when they were opened, especially the pool area.
Yeah.
So, from what I understand, the place is very, 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 very active. So it should be a great investigation. And the reason for people to know, the reason they're going on at 11 is because their time, it's actually 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So it's 8 p.m. for them. So that's why they're going on at 11 o'clock. But their investigation should be really, really super good. I do want to point out, and I know Dom's in the room. Unfortunately, we had let me say this. We had a couple of cancellations in the last couple. We had a cancellation yesterday, but we had a team that was supposed to be going up tomorrow, unfortunately, and we're going to be honest. Unfortunately, the video was not acceptable.
Wasn't what we hoped.
It wasn't what we hoped. Yes, that's a nice way to put it. It wasn't up to the par of being released for the event. So we have spoken to, obviously, the team leader, and he's going to be hopefully back in May, and hopefully maybe doing that place or doing another place. So he will be back in May. We've given him, we've told him that we want him to, because he did pay for his entrance fee. Yeah. And we want him to be a part of it. So, like I said, he'll be back in May with a better video. Not to say that it was a bad video. I'm not saying that at all. It's just, I don't think at this point right now that type of video would have been accepted. And I honestly don't think a lot of people would have watched.
Yeah, and it's nothing again, guys, against them. It's just when we set up these, I don't want to say regulations, but when we send out these tips and tricks, it's not just because we want to do it that way. It's because we want you guys to enjoy the video. We just do. We just, and nothing against them. Really nothing against them. They had some cancellations. They had some things working against them, and they tried. But we had to just reschedule.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So I got on the phone to somebody I know I'm very close with. That he's a very good friend of mine. And yes, Dom, there is a lot of pressure on. No, there's no pressure on you, Dom.
I don't want to hear about pressure. I had to go on after Rootless. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I actually, by the way,
Plus, he had to actually walk that far, so he was already out of breath.
Hey, I was promised amps and food from the Wicked Queen, so the walking was fine. But no, I messaged Bryan and Rootless. I hope you're still in the room. I actually messaged Bryan when your live started, and I went, "Do I really have to go on after this?"
Yeah, that was funny.
That's why I was happy why I went first. There was no pressure.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I called Dom
6-part low. No,
because Dom is a very, very good paranormal investigator. I've worked with him. I've been with him on an investigation in Montreal. So I called up Dom because of that cancellation, and we weren't sure if AJ was going to have a video, which, by the way, AJ does have a video. I got it today. So
awesome.
He will be up tomorrow. And to let people know, his video is only 45 minutes long. Okay. So just to let everybody know. So I called Dom and said, would you be a part of this? Because we need somebody to take the spot. And he said, sure, without a problem. And he's doing a location that I did with him, the McTavish Monument. It's a great place. Now, what I'm hoping Dom's going to do, because obviously it being in Montreal, when you're doing a spirit box, most of it's going to be in French.
So
the
it's
answers.
Translating.
Yeah. So hopefully, Dom, once he catches something, he will translate it for the people that are watching. And
hold on.
And trust me, Dom is the type of person that integrity means everything to him. He will never ever fake a video. He will never ever do that. And he's actually works for a haunted tour company out in Montreal, and he takes people out on the haunted tour in Montreal. And I'm telling you this much, if you guys ever get a chance to go to Montreal and investigate something, go, because mostly everything there is haunted. Awesome. There's a certain part of Montreal that I found out through Dom.
As long as I get to go with Dom.
There you go.
Dom's just a great person. I can't wait to see this.
Yeah. So this particular area of the street, what's that? Hell no, prefer dying than faking. Yeah. So there's a particular area in the street that Dom took me to, because he took me to a few different spots when I was in Montreal last summer. And so there's a certain part of the street, and they were doing, and I'm sorry that I'm going to say this, Dom, there's a certain part of the street that he took me to that they were doing construction on and digging up the hole, and actually dead bodies were found in the hole.
Oops.
And they were people from the war. And they were bringing up these bodies that were there for centuries and centuries, years and years. And so the place is crazy. Now, the great thing about the Mount Royal Cemetery, I think it is the most haunted cemetery in the world. It is in Canada, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dom, it has over 2 million people buried in this cemetery. So the place is crazy. And Dom is going to have a great investigation. Dom has got some new tools, some new camera stuff that he's going to be using for the live. So it's basically a camera that hooks up to your phone. So the camera, he has a camera on his phone, yes, but this is an actual camera that hooks up to your phone. So he's actually going to be going through that. Wow. Apparently it's really good. So, correct me if I'm wrong, Dom. the singer there's some famous people that are buried in this cemetery, and I believe it's the Canadian singer. What's his name, Dom? The Canadian famous singer that's buried there, and you guys would know him too. He just recently passed in the last couple of years. What's his name? Leonard Cohen.
Okay.
Leonard Cohen is buried in that cemetery, I believe. And there you go. Even some people from the Titanic are buried in this graveyard. So this is definitely going to be a video that you guys are going to want to watch. Me and Dom were going to go there. We didn't end up going there, but we ended up going to the monument, and we ended up doing a pool. And I was hoping Dom could do the pool, because the pool was part of the hospital there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is sickening. But the reason why they figure it's haunted is because they were experimenting on kids, and these kids died, and they were burying these kids near the pool that was attached to the hospital.
Wow.
So it's so you can't do the pool right now because they're digging around the pool.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming that they're going to end up finding children's bodies, remains, and so maybe he can do that next year. Maybe I don't know, but the monument and the cemetery. Now the monument and the cemetery are about 10 minutes apart, so it's going to be a good investigation. And if I know anything about Dom, and I think I do, Dom is going to put on a great investigation.
I can't wait.
I have no doubt.
Same. And then after that, we have Paranormal Responses over at the Carlback House. I'm excited for this one. This is the one, folks, if you listen and follow GGH Live, that was the location I said, if there is a house that you would describe as haunted, this is it, the Carlback House. And Paranormal Responses is another Canadian team. And I'm excited.
Bring on the Canadian bacon.
Oh, there you go. Here you go, right here. Look.
They had dog sniff, found bones. Wow. That's insane.
Yeah.
Oh.
So us Canadians are not that nice.
You're just sorry. You're just sorry for everything.
So you just pretend to be nice. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah, that's it. And then after Paranormal Responses, we have Get Out, Paranormal AZ, which I know they're in the room. They're doing Boot Hill Graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know what Boot Hill is, Tombstone. Little hint. I'm excited. I'm excited for that one. You know, we've heard a lot of speculation and rumors about that location. We've seen it on a couple of shows, some with and without demons. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what Get Out does with that one. And then AZ Pie will be gracing us again with the infamous Clown Motel.
Yeah. I got the video.
I know you do. Such a tease.
Yeah, they did the Clown Motel, and I haven't gone through all of it, but the video looks great. So get ready for that one. To get ready for the Clown Motel. And I didn't go through the whole video, but I believe they did the graveyard too. So
nice.
If you are afraid of clowns by any stretch of the imagination, just listen to the video. I'm just going to tell you that now. From the little bit I was teased with, just listen to the video.
Yeah.
So, and then after AZ Pie, a newer people. I don't know who this guy is, but it's Hunta Phobia. I don't know who that is.
Hey, settle down there.
Phobia. I wonder where they're from.
Settle down there. So I'm going to be doing the Sewell's Bridge. Yeah.
Hunting foosball.
Yeah, Sewell's Bridge. Yeah. But I will let people know. If you didn't see a post that I put up today, I just finished getting a acting gig, I guess you can say. and I found that out today. My agent called me and said, "Guess what? You're not auditioning for this. You already got it." Oh, fantastic! I love those. But yeah, so I start filming on Friday, and still haven't gotten the script yet, so that should be interesting. So yeah, so I start filming on Friday, so there might be a slight chance that I might have to move my investigation to Saturday.
Which is perfectly
So,
fine. Which is
but
perfectly fine.
let's not go any further because I got a video to show.
I was just gonna. I was segueing to this. I was
Yeah.
segueing to this.
Okay.
So, but yes, well, Brian already said it. Here he has a video. He's gonna give you guys a teaser. He showed Raymond and I backstage, and it's good. It's a good one.
It really is.
So, Brian, I'll turn it over to you, brother.
Yeah. So Sewell's Bridge has been around since the God, I don't even know what year. It's actually on the plaque that's there, but from what I understand, the bridge was knocked down in the 50s, and they had to rebuild it. Anyways, this place is for some reason is extremely haunted, and we just happened to stumble upon this bridge because we were looking for Bailey's Bridge, and Bailey's Bridge is right around the corner. I think I plan to eventually do another video of Bailey's Bridge down the road, because Bailey's Bridge is an amazing. But Sewell's Bridge, I've been there for like 6 times, I think 5 or 6 times. And I have no idea why this bridge is haunted, but it is. And it's not on top of the bridge that's haunted. It's underneath the bridge. But I'm going to be showing you something today that's on top of the bridge, which is
good.
Which is pretty good. So yeah, so I've actually had a couple of mediums actually look at this bridge, and they truly believe the reason that there are so many spirits in this bridge because there's an actual portal there, and there's something negative stopping the spirits from going through this portal, and that's why there are so many spirits there. Now, the interesting thing about Sewell's Bridge, the very first time I was there, my son was touched on the back of the neck, and he jumped a mile out of his pants. And no, that's I think that's Bailey's Bridge, Dom. That's not Sewell's Bridge. And if the lady would jump off the bridge, she was just going to hit the water. So, and it's not very high, so it's only about 15 feet, 20 feet. So, anyhow, what was I saying?
Mason,
we were getting to the video.
Yeah, Mason got touched at this bridge. We've discovered over time while we're there, whatever spirit touched him likes him, because we had a K2 going at one point, and we had a K2 going at one point, and Mason was asking some questions, and the thing was lighting up like a Christmas tree. Every time he asked a question about this person that liked him, it lit up. So, and there's actually nothing electrical around there. There was a wire there, but it got knocked down, and it's not working anymore. It's not active. I mean,
yeah.
So anyway, so on a particular investigation that I was at, I guess it was probably about a year and a half ago, I was with somebody else, and this person was doing some B-roll shots for the end of her video. And so the camera is we're on top of the bridge. The camera is actually on the ground. Now, keeping in mind, I'm about 40 or 50 feet away from the bridge because I'm putting my stuff together and we're getting ready to leave. So she just wanted to do some final shots. And she caught something that is absolutely incredible. And again, now, keeping in mind, the camera's on the ground, the light's on top, it's facing towards her where she's walking. I'm about 40 to 50 feet behind at the car, in the back of the car. So there's no way you're going to be able to see me at all. And she captured. She didn't even realize she captured it until I pointed it out. And this is what we captured. Now, for me to set this up, I want to set this up first. Okay. So everybody that's in the room, I want you to look down here. Can you see my cursor?
Not on this one. Are you sharing the video file or screen?
and sharing the video file. So
won't show it.
down in the bottom right-hand corner, you see that beam that's coming down towards the camera, and you'll see like the shadow is covering it.
Yep.
I want you guys to pay attention there and wait till you see what we see or what we got. One more time.
Yeah, and it also starts a little bit back further. I think about 2 or 3 beams back, you see some distortion, and then you clearly see that shadow.
Yeah, the head going down, what looks like it's going down underneath the bridge.
Yep.
And it actually at one point that, and if you, I cut it off, but at one point it actually looks like it, and I could be completely off base here, but it actually looks like it's walking through the bridge.
Very possible.
Walking, because right underneath that particular part of the bridge, there's ground.
Okay.
Because it goes down on a slant down to where we would need to stand or to do our investigation. So it actually looks like it's walking through the bridge, and then when it comes to that point, it goes down.
Either way, that's a great capture. Either way, and that's good.
Yeah,
that is really good.
So that is a little teaser of this bridge. And every time we've been to this bridge, I've always captured, I'm not talking about 1 or 2 things. I'm talking about 10, 15, 20 different things at this bridge.
That's awesome.
And it's mostly EVPs. You will definitely hear the EVPs on the mic. And guess what? I got a external mic for my phone. I got it through Amazon. Dom helped me with that. And
yeah, I'll have to pick mine. I'm going to have to pick some up.
Yeah, so it's going to be attached to me. So when I do the SB7, because the SB7 is going to be really, really important to hear, because the amount of stuff that you guys are going to hear through the at the bridge. Now, of course, now that I say that, it's probably going to be a completely dead night. No pun intended. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. And then we have Ghoul Gang. And this one, the Gray Ladies Mausoleum. This is one I know, Brian, you have some personal experience with. And in all honesty, it's probably one of my favorite clips that I've seen in a long time.
Should we show it?
Do
we can show it.
Oh, you are there, Raymond.
The voice.
Yeah, where I'm still a little under the weather, I started coughing and stuff, so I had to take and turn off the camera and mute myself.
Oh, that's good content.
I think we should show it.
We can show that.
You keep on talking. I'll find it and get it up.
So I'll keep going, and we'll finish out the locations while Brian's getting that together. But Great Ladies Mausoleum is actually it's a big cemetery, But like I said, Brian and Lex and them had a great time there, and caught some really good stuff. And like I said, one of my favorite clips, which Brian's going to find to show everybody.
I found it.
After that, we have Eclipse Paranormal.
Jen. Yep.
So she is still going to Hinsdale, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Raymond?
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
She hasn't told me otherwise.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Hinsdale House is very infamous up in New York. We know a lot of people who have seen a lot, heard a lot, both inside the house and outside. Now, I'm excited for this one because Jen said she's going to try to investigate outside. And one thing I really love about outside investigations is the amount of contamination that could occur. Now, mind you, it is out in the middle of nowhere, but you still have some that can happen, especially at night. Sound seems to travel better at night. So I'm excited to see what Jen gets. And her main thing, which is actually kind of cool, a lot of us are out there to prove paranormal. and all the reports. We're trying to prove and sometimes debunk, mostly, well, a lot of us debunk. But she's going out to solely debunk not just the activity, but the reports. She's trying to debunk the reports that have been given. So I'm excited to see how she handles that one.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Bill, I will send you the clip. He said he wanted to see it one more time. I said, I'll send it to you. No worries.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, there's Bill. Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
And to everyone that's been saying hi to us throughout the video and stuff, hello, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We love the attention. We really do. No, I'm joking.
It's all about us. It's all about us. So then after Eclipse Paranormal, we have another newer team, and honestly, I'm excited for this one because it's another Arizona team, and that's Goose Flats. Goose Flats Paranormal. I'll tell you what, Arizona has stepped up this May.
Yeah.
They really have.
Yeah.
And they're doing the Silver Spur Homestead. And honestly, this is another one where I think and I could be wrong. It could be way off base here, but it looks like they're trying to keep it as authentic as possible. And the amount of should be another one, just like with Abyss and some others. I think there's going to be a lot of trigger objects, and I think we're going to be surprised with what's captured on this one.
Yeah, I think so too. Brian is really excited. Brian Harris from Goose Flats. He's been promoting it a lot for the last couple of weeks. And I'm really looking forward to seeing him and his wife. I believe that's his wife, doing their investigation. I don't know who else is going to be there, but he's really looking forward to it. And again, Tombstone is just a fantastic place. And I will be in Tombstone next April, May, next to April as a speaker for the Paracon. And yes, I know. And so we will be investigating Shefflin Hall. So we're looking forward to that. And there's some other things that are going to be happening during next April, May event next year that I think people are going to be really, really excited about to watch. And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And great handwork there, Vanna. You did awesome showing off the Tombstone Paracon.
You like that? I've been practicing.
Yeah.
Not too bad for being out of studio for a couple of days and still remember how to do this. And then, folks,
you knew what this was, Brian.
Yeah, I did. I did.
You gave us control.
It's all
good. And then wrapping up for the investigation side, we have the old Gilchrist jail with Henry Lee and Cheryl. And
Let's say it right. Let's say it right.
What, you want to say Gilchrist?
The old county.
Gilchrist county. Jail. That's right.
Let's get it right.
I keep forgetting the county part.
And they are in Trenton, Florida.
Yep.
So I think it's fitting that Bill. I think it's fitting Henry and Cheryl will be. They're the owners. They're going to be investigating their own location, and I think it's just fitting. They were great in the May event, like Patty and her daughter and her son-in-law. They were great. So,
and Henry, if you're listening,
especially getting stuck in the cell.
Yeah. Henry, if you're listening, bring your masonry saw just in case.
Yep.
But no, I'm actually excited, and I think, this might be the first time an owner has investigated the location.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see this. So, and then of course after that we have our wrap-up show. We have the closing ceremonies, but you guys will find out. But here's the best way to find out about what's going on and to watch these teams. Because I saw earlier somebody was asking about links and all that stuff. Just like, subscribe, and follow, because that's how you'll be able to see all these teams. And we make sure you guys get the right links for these teams whenever you see them. You watch the videos, so check them out. Definitely check them out.
Yeah. If you go to any of the videos on either YouTube or Global Ghost Hunt Facebook page, all the links for Global Ghost Hunt are there. and with every video of the teams, their link is in their video on where you can follow them. Now, the reason why I did Facebook links, because most of these teams have their YouTube links in Facebook.
Oh, you even put mine on there. Oh,
Yeah.
I was just checking. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I was just checking.
Yeah.
Did you put them up there? You did. Hey, crap.
Wait, Raymond's is up there. What?
Yeah. So, but before we go,
Yes. Yes.
Soon, because Arizona Pie is starting in 30 minutes. We don't want to be late for them.
No.
So Matt spoke about the Ghoul Gang. They're doing the Grays Ladies Mausoleum on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. And now, keeping in mind, it's 8 p.m. their time.
Yep.
So I was there last year with Rosie and Emma and some other people, Portal to the Paranormal, and with Lex. And I've taken a clip out of this video to show you what to expect. Hopefully Ghoul Gang's going to capture the same thing. And I know some people in this room have already seen this clip, but this is a fantastic clip. So I'm going to add this to the stage, and you guys can watch it. Okay, let me ask you a question. Are you buried here? Light it up if you are.
K2 just went off. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I heard a step behind, towards the back of the mausoleum.
So you're buried here. Light up the ball. Did somebody just go ooh? I just heard a ooh. And by the way, I did capture that on camera. And as you can see, the ball went off.
I love it. It went off as soon as you turned around, too. That was the best part.
Do you like us unraveling your story?
What was the man's name that was buried here again?
Lawrence. Lawrence Shaw's story. And she's Emmeline.
Lawrence was his first name?
Lawrence,
yeah. If your name's Lawrence, light it up.
K2 went off.
If your name's Lawrence, light it up again.
Wow.
What was her name again, sorry?
Emmeline.
Emmeline?
Is it Emmeline? Emmeline.
Emily? Okay, can you stop it? Is there an Emily here?
Emmeline.
Emmeline?
Yeah.
Is there an Emmeline here?
Wow.
Thank you. Is Emmeline buried here? Lawrence, are you buried here? Is it true that you were buried somewhere else and you came here to get buried here?
Yeah.
Are you two together?
Oh.
Wow. That was really good.
That's really good. Yeah.
That was brilliant.
It's kind of romantic, isn't it?
That's incredible.
Everlasting love.
That was.
Yeah.
And you know what I really love about that clip? There's a couple of things. Number one, Lex's jacket. No, seriously, I what I love about it is the reactions. The reactions you and Lex had. If it was fake, you're not gonna get those little, like how he had the smiles. Lex had that smile, like this is actually happening. If it was fake, he would have overplayed it or underplayed it. It was just a natural reaction, you can tell.
Yeah.
Two, you were getting yes and no responses perfectly.
Yeah.
It was on cue. They were stopping on cue. For those of you who don't know, those cat balls, they go off of touch. It's not a sound thing. It's not EMF. It's touch. So something or someone was sitting there hitting that to answer Brian's questions.
Yeah. And what I love the most out of all of that is the last question that I asked, because as investigators, we're always wondering when two people that loved each other very, very much die at separate times. And keeping in mind, people, the man died first. His wife died 30 years later. And so I think as investigators, we're always wondering when they die, if they loved each other, if they were soulmates, if they were meant to be together, are they together again in the afterlife?
Yep.
And that answered that question right
Absolutely.
away. And
absolutely.
Yeah, and that to me was probably has to go down as one of my favorite captures of all time.
I agree. And I agree with you. Even with all of my investigating experiences, that session is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Absolutely one of my favorites.
So the reason we are showing that, because Ghoul Gang will be investigating there on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you don't miss them out, because Rosie is not only a fantastic investigator, but she's also a medium. And she sees things like I see things. And yeah, her and her mother and the rest of the team, they're great. So you're definitely going to want to catch that live investigation. So now I will let people know there might be a slight chance that they might have to cancel. Slight. I just found out today, or was it yesterday, that Rosie, and by the way, Rosie went to Transylvania and toured Dracula's place.
Did she get bit?
And she actually got COVID.
Oh.
Boy, Dracula's really stepped up his game, hasn't he?
Yeah, apparently. So she got COVID while she was there, and she's been in the hospital twice. So she is on the road to recovery. Good. So she is feeling better. So hopefully they will be able to go live on Saturday, but we'll let people know. So,
well, Rosie, whether you're watching this now or later on, hope you feel better soon, and really hoping to see Ghoul Gang show their stuff. But before we go, guys, one last thing. What advice can you give to these teams that have yet to investigate?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Raymond, we'll start with you.
Use extra lighting so Matt doesn't complain at you.
Which, by the way,
I'll give you shit for the next 6 months.
Which, by the way, Raymond, when I saw your video, I was like, all right, here we go. Turn the brightness up. Let's do this. Get real close. And I saw lights. I went, oh, he listened.
Oh, God, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, trust me, I brought it up more than once, too.
You're welcome.
However, you couldn't catch it because of your wind-up router at the time.
No, that was at the boathouse. The boathouse had the shit router in New Orleans. It was beautiful. It was great. It was just
I can't imagine a router being very good if you have to put quarters in it.
Hey, they do things different down there. No, in all honesty, though, the campground was beautiful. The people were great. Everything was just gorgeous. Internet and cell service, not so much.
I mean, you were out in the swamp. What'd you expect?
I heard banjos. But no, seriously, Raymond. So what advice do you have then for these teams?
Just go out and have fun with it. Investigate like you normally would. Just interact how you come at an investigation, and show us what you usually do. I mean, if it's just sitting around joking, do it.
Yeah, I would agree. The number one thing when going out on these investigations, have fun. Definitely have fun. You got any more, Raymond?
No, I'm good.
Nice. We love Raymond.
Yeah, he's straight to the point. There's not Yeah.
No
straight to the
filter
point.
and just
No.
no.
Yeah. He says his answer, and sometimes you're wondering if he's really happy about saying his answer because the enthusiasm coming from him is oozing out of him.
I can smell it from here. I can smell it from here.
So
I mean, to be
yeah.
fair, you said the same thing about the way I investigate too. It's about the same way.
Yeah.
It's like,
it
oh
is.
look, something happened. Cool. All right, let's keep going.
It's true. It's true. He's just very laid back, and you can't really tell when he's really enthusiastic about something. Like
out.
with some people, you can tell. So
We're on our own.
That's it. Good luck. No.
Get content. No.
Yeah, I would definitely say go out and have fun. I would, definitely while you're doing your investigation, be aware of your surroundings.
Yes.
Safety is very important. And I would just lighting would be a good one. Lighting is definitely important. And what's that? What are you pointing to?
Raymond.
Oh, him. Well, no, he had good lighting at Bobby Mackey's.
Oh, I'm still on about May.
I'm not comparing him to last May, yeah, but no, I'm not. I wasn't even thinking about that, to be honest.
Oh,
Hey, I stepped it up.
Yeah, and I said that the Bobby Mackey's was great.
He had a flashlight.
Yeah, and for people that are going live, keeping in mind we are live, and sometimes things happen during a live that we can't help, and that is like the Wi-Fi or the data or whatever can go down a little bit, but be patient with that. And like Karen says, just be yourself. Just be yourself on these investigations. And
or the ceiling could leak at you.
Yeah, the ceiling could leak. Yeah, I'm telling you, Bobby Mackey's needs to be shut down. So, but
I'm just glad I didn't get shot in the parking lot. Or disappointed, one or the other.
And one thing I definitely want to ask the other teams that are watching the other teams going live, share out their live, and make some comments and tell them how great they're doing and support them, because that's what this is about: supporting everyone, supporting each other. So
absolutely, yeah. And honestly, the only thing really I have to add, besides, I mean, obviously, like Bryan and Raymond both said, guys, be yourself, have fun. Don't try to be something you're not. Know your location, do your walkthroughs, mark, take notes of anything that may be hazardous, tripping hazards, stuff like that. You can never do too many walkthroughs. You can't. Yeah. And when you're in front of this camera and you're live, I'm letting you know right now, the more you are of yourself, the better it's going to look. If you're worried about a better quality of, making yourself look better than somebody else or as good as somebody else, be yourself. That'll be your best bet. When you try to fake it, just like with our evidence, that's when you run into issues. Just have fun. And I would not be
whose evidence? What do you mean evidence? With our evidence?
Faking evidence.
With the fakers' evidence.
If you try to fake evidence, it causes problems.
Yeah, that's for
and sure. It wouldn't be me unless I do this again. Portrait. Landscape. Portrait. Landscape. Bad. Good.
How'd that go again? I missed it.
Rewind. Watch it back.
Okay.
That's funny. That's funny.
But yeah, guys, in all seriousness though, have fun and be safe. So, All right, guys. Well, looks like we'll be seeing everybody for the closing ceremonies. Can't wait. Hope you guys are looking forward to the rest of these investigations, because I know I am. And
absolutely,
head on over to the AZ Pie. That should be get going here very soon. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. So
18 minutes.
That's
AZ
it.
Pie. 18
that's
minutes.
That's it, guys. Folks. So don't go anywhere. Yeah. All right, guys. Anything else for you?
Nope. That's it for me.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you to everybody that came in the room today.
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you for your continued support for us and for obviously all the teams. And we'll see you guys at the closing. Good morning. Closing ceremonies. I can talk.
Closing ceremony.
We'll forgive you because you did drive 20 hours.
I did.
And you just got back today.
You know what? She slept. I drove the entire time. She slept.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
I love her.
Yeah.
You didn't even send me a picture of my exit though, so I'm kind of disappointed.
I wasn't sure which one, and there was a bunch of them. But
Good night, Tom.
either way, guys, have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you at the closing ceremonies. And as always, happy haunting.